Mr. Putin and his oligarchs work together to help fund this war machine, and with his enablers, they steal and oppress from the Russian people. The Russian people, all of the monies they have came from the Russian people. In exchange for the lavish lifestyles that they live, these oligarchs pledge their loyalty to the mid-level KGB agent who rose to be, as a graduate, became the president, prime minister, president now again, currently overseeing Europe's biggest land war since 1945. They turn the other way as Russian armies continue to commit heinous war crimes against citizens of Ukraine, the extent of which we're just beginning to see.
Let us think what empowered Putin to become a new Hitler of our time. Partially, this is the complicity of the West. Putin has two armies. One is visible and obvious. It operates in Ukraine. 100,000 of troops, heavy weapons, missiles, tanks, bombs, guns. The goal of this army is to eliminate Ukrainians and destroy Ukraine state from the map. And another army is invisible, unobvious. It has operated all across Western liberal democracies for decades. This is the army of lawyers, lobbyists, accountants, financial managers, real estate agents, PR consultants. What do? They help to park billions of dollars stolen from Russian people to the West. They help to disguise their illicit origin by structuring complex financial transactions, by hiding the beneficial owners behind them. And using this money, they help to purchase loyalty of the West to Putin's oligarchs.
There was a whole team of Western enablers, of lawyers, investigators, PR firms that assisted Vladimir Putin in going after me. Why did these lawyers compromise themselves in such a dramatic and horrible way? Because they got $15 million or so to do it. These people are ready to sell their soul for a kopeck. What should we do with these people? And I've got a good idea, which is that we should make a list of these types of firms that do this enabling. The list should be put together by the U.S. Congress, and there should be a recommendation to the U.S. government not to do business with these firms going forward. They can pick sides. They can decide they want to work for the bad guys, and if they work for the bad guys, then they shouldn't get any money from the U.S. government. One of the things that I've been discussing with people in the UK and here is to reciprocally ban enablers from each other's countries. So if there is a British law firm or a British lawyer who's been consistently acting on behalf of Russian intelligence to terrorize journalists in the UK, the United States should ban that lawyer from coming to America. Visa bans are highly powerful, and I think that if we were to do that, then if Britain were to ban the John Moskows of the world, I think people would think twice about it. Number two on my list is that a lot of trouble came from Russia has a mutual legal assistance treaty with the United States. So it's a treaty which exists as of today, and they can ask for assistance in legal matters and vice versa. That mutual legal assistance treaty should be canceled as soon as possible.
Russian oligarchs are Putin's Western wallets, and they must be treated now as war criminals. They were empowering Putin's regime during the last 2 decades and help him to finance the war against Ukraine. However, there are also enablers in the West who made this possible. Lawyers who silence investigative journalists for exposing corrupt oligarchic networks. Western former politicians who enter supervisory boards of Russian state companies. Prestigious international forums like Munich Security Conference who invite Russian oligarchs. Top world universities which accept donations from Putin, Western wallets. Real estate agents who don't dare to check the source of origin of funds invested into the most expensive mansions in the US, UK, and other capitals of the world. The list could be continued. This is obvious for me that there are two battlefields of Russian war against liberal democracy. One is in Ukraine, and we urgently need the help from the US to arm Ukraine to win this battlefield. We need weapons. And another one is on the West, where America is obliged to fight by targeting Russian oligarchs and their enablers. I hope the Congress will pass the Enablers Act, which is very important and a good start of this fight, but it's just a beginning. It will be a long war, both in Ukraine and in the West. We have to fight this war together because it is the matter of who you are and what do you stand for. The estimated market cost of just one super yacht of Roman Abramovich, Russian oligarch, is $1.2 billion. It's Eclipse super yacht. The estimated budget cost of weapon Ukraine received from the US this year is about $2 billion. So we're receiving now 1.5 cost of super yacht from Roman Abramovich to defend 40 million people in Ukraine from the second largest army in the world. Imagine what could have happened if all these yachts, mansions, which worth billions of dollars, could have been seized and then used to arm Ukraine and to defend our freedom.
In this unprecedented time of war, the U.S. and our allies have sanctioned many individuals close to Putin, making it harder for them to access their wealth. But we must continue to keep the pressure on. President Biden has unified our allies and led the way with unprecedented crippling economic sanctions and significant military and defensive aid, but not enough defensive aid and military aid. We need to give the Ukrainians everything, because if they don't win, we all lose, and it sets the way for the rest of Europe to fall. It's no different than the Sudetenland. We're experiencing it now, and we need to recognize that fact.